Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the previous class, if you people remind, we discussed about time value of money. In time value of money, then we discussed about present value, future value, and these things. Like if I will show you the whole chapter, so we discussed about simple interest formula, then we discussed about compound interest formula. Few people remind. This was simple interest formula. SI is equal to P naught I and N, if you people remind. Then we discussed about future value in simple interest, which was equal to present value plus SI, and SI is this SI basically. Then we discussed, these were the two formulas in simple interest. Then in compound interest we discussed about this formula. Future value is equal to P naught 1 plus I raised to the power N. We discussed about these two formulas. In this, suppose if you deposit $1,000 today and bank is paying you interest of suppose 9%, and you want to deposit this money for 5 years. This is basically N is equal to 5. Interest is 9% and this is present value, means you are depositing $1,000 today. So what will be its future value, means in the future after 5 years how much money will you receive. So this is the simple formula, just put the values in this formula. So present value is 1,000, 1 plus interest is 9%, so 9% means 0.09, and number of years 5. This is N, it is in power, so raised to the power 5, and you will calculate. So 1,000 and 1 plus 0.09, so means 1.09 raised to the power 5. So you will calculate 1.09 raised to the power 5 with the help of calculator, and then the answer will be multiplied with 1000, so you will get the required result, that is the future value. After 5 years you will receive this much money. The calculation you can make it yourself. Now that was future value. Now what is present value? The same formula that we use to calculate future value. Now we will use this formula to calculate the present value. 1 plus I raised to the power n. Now see how. Now we want to calculate this P naught, means the present value. First I will tell you about the formula, then we discussed that what is basically the present value. So we will leave this P naught on this side. This 1 plus I, it is multiplying with P. So when something we want to take it on the other side, so if it is multiplied on the other side, we will divide it. Now 1 plus I, it is in multiplication here. See, this is P naught multiplied by 1 plus I. So on this side, when it will come, it will be in division. It will go down, raised to the power n. So this is the formula for calculating the present value, P naught. So P naught is equal to future value divided by 1 plus I raised to the power n. Now what is basically this? What is the meaning of this present value? We already discussed this thing in the previous class, but here I will give you a simple example. Now suppose you have a child, and suppose after 10 years, suppose he will be in university. So you want to that there will be no problem in his education, and he will need suppose $20,000. How much money? $20,000 for his education. He needs how much? $20,000 after 10 years for his education. So now bank is paying interest of 9% on deposits. Interest rate is how much? 9%. Now what is the future value? Means in future how much money you need. It is how much? It is $20,000. Now you want to calculate that how much money you will deposit today. How much money you will deposit today, that it will become how much? $20,000 after 10 years. So what I want to explain is that you need $20,000 for the education of your kid after 10 years in his university. He need how much money? 20,000. What is the time? And 10 years. After 10 years he will be in university. If the interest rate that bank is paying, that is 9%. You want to deposit money in a bank account today so that there will be no problem in the future. in his education. So how much money will you deposit today that this money will become how much? 20,000. So this is basically present value, that how much money will you deposit today that after 10 years this money will become 20,000 on an interest rate of 9%. So put these values in this formula. It is very simple. P naught. What is future value? You need 20,000. So you need 20,000 divided by 1 plus I. Interest is how much? 9%, means 0.09. Bracket and raised to the power n. Number of years. So number of years are 10. So now P naught is equal to 20,000 divided by 1 plus 0.09, so it will become 1.09 raised to the power 10. Now you will calculate 1.09 raised to the power 10. I will check if calculator is available here. CAL calculator is, I will check that it is scientific or not. Standard, this is scientific. So now see, I am just calculating this 1.09 power 10. So 1.09, this is raised to the power x power y raised to the power 10. So we will get how much? 2.3673. So it is equal to 20,000 divided by 2.3673. 36, take 4 digits. 3673 after the decimal point. This is decimal point. So after this took 3 digits. Now divide 20,000 divided by 2.3673. So cancel it. 20,000 divided by 2.3673. So you will get 8,448. 8,448.44. So mean you will deposit this money in the bank. When you will deposit this money in the bank, after 10 years this money will become double. This money will become 20,000. So this is basically the concept of present value. So here is present value single deposit. Assume that you need, this is a second example. Assume that you need 1,000 in 2 years. Means after 2 years you need $1,000. Let's examine the process to determine how much you need to deposit today. Means how much money will you deposit today? This is present value. Deposit today at a discount rate of 7%. And what is the interest rate? It is 7% compounded annually, and it is annually compounding, means it is compound interest. So see the diagram. What is he saying? You need, after 2 years, you need $1,000. Check this. What is the interest rate? 7%. So he's telling you that how much money will you deposit today, means the present value, P naught or PV naught, it's up to you what you want to write. So how much money will you deposit today that this money will become 1,000 after 2 years at an interest rate of 7%. So okay, we will check it. Future value means in the future you need 1,000. What is the interest rate? Bank is paying, suppose, 7%. Number of years, after 2 years you need 1,000. So how much will you deposit in the bank today? We want to calculate this present value, this today's amount, that how much will we deposit in the bank account. Suppose this is bank account. How much money we will deposit today that this money after 2 years will become $1,000. So now you know about the formula. Future value divided by 1 plus I raised to the power n is equal to P naught. So just put the values. Future value is how much? It is 1,000 divided by 1 plus I. What is the interest rate? 7%. So 7% is equal to 0.07 raised to the power n number of years. See here. So it is 2, which is equal to 1,000 divided by 1 plus 0.07, it becomes 1.07 raised to the power 2. So now calculate it with the help of calculator. Calculator is available. So 1.07 power 2. So now see, check. 1.07 raised to the power, I told you this, 2. So we got 1.1449. So 1000 divided by 1. What was that? 144.9. So now when we will divide it, 1000 divided by 1.1449, so we will get how much? 873. 873.43. So you will deposit $873 in a bank account today. So this money will become $1,000 after 2 years. So this is basically the concept of present value in compound interest. So this is basically the concept of present value and future value. So we discussed about two formulas. One formula was the formula of future value in compound interest. This is the formula. Just remind this formula. Keep in mind this. Keep in mind this formula, and when question is coming, so you can easily solve it. 1 plus I raised to the power n. And then we discussed about the present value formula. P naught is equal to future value divided by 1 plus I raised to the power n. So this is the formula of future value, and this is the formula of present value. How to calculate the present value and how to calculate the future value. I think there will be no problem in this. So inshallah in the next class, then we will discuss about annuities, that what is annuity and how will you calculate annuities, inshallah.